Okay, astrology time, part 3 for the day, right? The divine feminine, let's talk about it, okay? I have some stuff that I really need to talk to you about because there's some energetics behind this topic that I really want to get into that are very, very important. Now, I had a yellow candle burning over there for Ishtar, believe it or not, and she's a divine goddess of divine feminine power, right? She's the Babylonian goddess, the Assyrian goddess. She's an ancient symbol of love, fertility, and the fierce spirit of war. There's a combination for you. It's the cosmic dance of creation, destruction, and transformation, inner awakening, and she is also for the sacred union of opposites, and that is something that is key to what I want to discuss today. So, without further ado, back when Venus was entering Cancer, I noted that there was quite a collection of asteroids in Scorpio. There really were. Now, they were very close to Black Moon Lilith, and that Venus would form a trine with them on some point. In the mix at that time was Juno, Vesta, and Icarus. Now, with that being said, on Friday or Saturday of last week, the moon swept through Scorpio and basically hit through all those points, particularly that were on Black Moon Lilith, right? Now, it's my contention. Now, it would also bring it all together in a conjunction as well. We'll get into that. My contention that as Mars approaches this point, the divine feminine will feel and crave unification with the divine masculine, much like that Inanna thing that I just recited to you that I read, right? The candle that I lit over there to honor that, the little card that's over there, the shells, the little star of Ishtar that's sitting there. And who can deny Lilith? There's a flickering glimpse of what is possible and involves all the strangeness that Mercury and Virgo can summon, anchored in karmic destiny. That's the North Node. What new secrets and truths can we all discover together? Let's find out. Now, here's the underlying astrology behind it. This chart is for 12/20 on Sunday, August 30th. Dude, we went past it, right? Now, there's a red line down here that is all the conjunctions that are here with the moon. And you would have seen where the moon would have come through. And let's take a look at the symbols here. And since you're probably not used to seeing asteroids, let's talk about some of these asteroids too. Okay, so if we start at the top of the chart, we have Venus here in Leo, 6 degrees. We have Mercury, 24 degrees of Leo. We have the medium Celi. That's right there, the medium Celi in Leo at 26. So basically Mars and the medium Celi are conjunct. Now, that changes all the time. Okay, it just happens to be on this chart. That's a daily thing. It changes every single hour because this outer wheel just kind of like follows the sun, right? If you follow the sun during the hours of the day, that's where you're at. So you can see that this chart is for close to noon, right? Daylight savings time, just a little bit behind it. If it were daylight, if it were true standard time, it would be right there. Then we have the sun at 7 degrees of Virgo, and we also have Mars. Then we have Black Moon Lilith at 17 degrees Scorpio. There's several different signs for Black Moon Lilith. If you looked at the front of this particular episode, you would have seen perhaps the correct sign. All right. Then we also have June, the ascendant right here. That would be for the chart. That would change every minute, every day, right? Work through the whole cycle through all the 12 signs. Then we have Juno. That's the spiky-haired one there. Vesta is this little flame being tended to. This is Icarus, and that would be the moon at 2 degrees of Sagittarius. Now, think about it. When we get the moon in this position right here, that would be a big conjunction only because the moon is a luminary. And so since the moon is a luminary, she has a rather large orb. So it's about 10 degrees on either side, believe it or not. That's a pretty large portion of space to cover. Same thing with the sun. So technically the sun is not conjunct Mercury because they're too far apart, but it was conjunct Mercury probably about 5 days before this, maybe even 4. Okay? Now, there's some nuance and complexity to this. The moon moves so fast that we don't really get to think about taking actions. Instead, it's always like hints and possibilities and like, oh, we're feeling this way. That's why the days flow the way they do. We flow with that energy because it's like, oh, today was terrible. Today was a great day for talking to people. Today was a great day for getting stuff done. Well, yeah, and that's because that moon is just moving through those points. We're not thinking about what specifically is going to happen unless that's something that we have to be doing, right? But the moon just kind of colors those intentions that we have and the actual things that we're doing. And so when the moon's going to go through this point, you're going to see a lot of people talking about feminine desire, equality, and justice. You're going to see people talking about focus and commitment, particularly to the divine female, because of what I read you about Inanna, and it's not because of that, but that all falls into part of that, okay? Now, we have to know that this is where we're going. Equality and justice, focus and commitment, they're all there. So it's the notion that the height of hubris is to try to do this alone, and that would be the folly of Icarus. Now, to be perfectly honest, the rulers of Scorpio are in air signs. That would be Mars and Pluto. This is an idealistic viewpoint. There is an idealistic viewpoint that will accompany the strong occult power that these objects are discovering in Scorpio, right? So it's coming out. We're seeing it, whether it's through our relationships, being Mars and Libra, or through community. And perhaps this community here, Pluto and Aquarius, there's decidedly traditional feeling, okay? Yeah, it can feel a little bit like, Juno and Saturn, and Saturn sextile Pluto. That's right, Juno is rather traditional as well. So is Saturn. Juno is about more female power as well, but ceremonial power, the power of the unions, and sometimes it's associated with relationships. I think too many things are, but Juno has actually that power as well. So now this is calling for bringing together both polarities in this moment. So male and female, traditional, right? That's traditional. That's that traditional feeling to it, the masculine and the feminine. Okay, not saying that that's what it's calling for, but it's what is being. The flow being presented to us. Okay. Now, one of the core features of my cosmology is the way that the planets, faster moving planets, would carry messages to the planets that they were catching up to. The moon brings this energy to the North Node. Okay. Right around the time of the eclipse on the 7th. Brings all of that female energy, all that energy in Scorpio, all that stuff you're seeing coming up. It's going to bring it around and bring it right to that point with the North Node where when she's full, that culmination. That's where we're at. Now, the entire community will be energized, and Lilith Scorpio needs and desires will be magnified by Jupiter, and it will be up to us to work out the sticky details. That's because they are still trine. There's a shift in consciousness that may very well raise and inform our energetic state as we unite with our fellow humans in ways that seem uncommon and, quite honestly, rather woo-woo. Okay, kind of like my personal water of distilled intentions, the elixir of action, okay? That's woo. It works. It could be placebo. Could be. Don't know. This is what that full moon chart is going to look like. And you can see right here, the moon has carried all the intentions from Scorpio all the way to the North Node. And it forms this kite with this sun, Black Moon Lilith, Jupiter, and the moon and the node being conjunct. Lifts all of that stuff up, right? All of those intentions go up, all those divine messages, the Jupiter and Cancer thoughts that we have, the expansion, the making better things for our homes. This is one way to do it. Virgo and Mercury and the Sun in Virgo, right? Just bring all that stuff forward. Let's embrace the mystery of all of this and just bring it all together for everybody to share. Not just one group or another group. Let's include everyone. And that's why we have this beautiful thing going on. And that's why you're seeing this all around you. You're seeing people talking about this more. Okay, there's more of a tendency to talk about this. In order for us to achieve this power, we got to be taking care of ourselves and each other. Very important. The 3D, we can't ignore that. We can't ignore what we need to do in this world. We have to embrace it, own it, and make it serve us. Some call it working to live. Yeah, we don't live to work. We work to live. This is something that's got to be put forward. Now, I can't agree anymore with that sentiment. Ultimately, money and the making of it allows us certain freedoms. Freedom from want, freedom from worry, which, are kind of highly debatable. The more money you have, the more you worry. And the freedom to pursue our own happiness. And that is why I ask you to support me. And that is why I implore all of you to support each other. There is an abundance out there in these charts. You're going to have to do the work to receive it, though. I really do. I think that we have the power to be able to nurture and sustain everyone who needs it, everyone who's doing the work, everyone who brings a little sunshine into the lives of everyone. That's what I believe. Okay, now, there's an esoteric talent triangle here. Black Moon Lilith, the North Node, and Jupiter form a grand trine. Did you discard the tired old patterns? Are you returning to a place of truly enlightened spirit? Here, the frequency changes as we attune ourselves to the new vibrational cellular structure. It's kind of like what we're doing with the water, right? Success here is encouraged. Creators need to be creating because art, music, writing, and even astrology will all be morphing into an elevated form of expression. Now, let's talk about the season of the witch. Scorpio season will see the Sun and Mercury pass by Mars and make aspects with Haumea sitting at 1 degree Scorpio. Haumea is where fire meets water, kind of like that point where Saturn's at right now, the gateway between Pisces and Aries, the fire gate. Haumea is both a creation and a fertility goddess. This power will help inform Lilith's desires when the planets begin to join up with her. Having done the work, we put ourselves on the pathway to achieve the next level, both professionally and spiritually. The compelling message here is that we are not going to be going this alone. We need to connect with and build community. It's my wish to leave you with a sense of hope and wonder. All the sisters out there are coming into greater power, and all the brothers out there are being asked to coexist and rebalance the power so that all may share equally. And that is what I have for you. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to stop by. I appreciate and love every single one of you. Make this part of your daily routine. I implore you, I ask you, subscribe, do all the nice things, whatever you need to do to get more AstroCat into your life, more context, more, how about some woo, huh? How about a little bit of my personal magic for you? That's my wish. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Happy AstroCatting.